Can I call on Cllr Jack Hopkins to move a motion to elect Cllr Ibrahim Dogus as Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for your time in office. It's been a pleasure again. I'm sure it won't be the last. Mr. Mayor, it gives me great pleasure and a huge sense of pride to nominate Cllr Ibrahim Dogus to the position of Lambeth Mayor and First Citizen of the Borough. I've known Ibrahim and his family for many years through his community, business and political work, and I call him a friend as well as a colleague on this council. Ibrahim as a person is as kind and generous of spirit as I know. He hosts fundraisers and dinners for all sorts of the less fortunate, including the Labour Party, but also homeless groups, community football teams and others at risk of their lives not going in the right direction, and he's done so for over 30 years. Ibrahim is selfless in the pursuit of what is fair and what's right. For those of you who are avid readers of the paper, you will have read and seen in the national press following the Westminster Bridge terrorist attacks in 2017 that despite police warnings about the risk of further attacks, Ibrahim opened up his restaurant, fed and gave sanctuary to the responders and the rescuers. While working in Haringey, he tackled drug gangs and was shot for his troubles, and his life was saved by the National Health Service. Ibrahim is a tireless champion of communities, whether those be small businesses, and he's certainly a huge advocate of the small business community in this borough, but across London and nationally. Communities that he represents in Bishop's Ward, and communities suffering discrimination and persecution at home and most notably abroad. Ibrahim in his restaurants included on the bills for his customers messages to the punters to thank those who served them food and cooked their food who were immigrants. And whilst this is a little bit of a political statement, it was also felt keenly by his staff that they felt supported and that the little things that mattered and the sense of humanity that Ibrahim brings to everything he does was keenly felt. He's also a wise, astute follower of the greatest football team the land has ever seen, the mighty Arsenal, as I know you are, Mr. Mayor. So I'm ecstatic for him personally, and I know in his role of Mayor he'll bring the generosity of spirit and commitment to social justice to the people and groups of our borough that he's done over the past year under your stewardship. But I want to say that I think Ibrahim being elevated to this position is a symbol of what Lambeth Council should and needs at this difficult time. Who better to welcome new citizens to the London Borough of Lambeth and London than a man who arrived in London as a Kurdish refugee aged 14 who spoke very little English? Who better than someone who's built a life for himself and his family, has achieved and succeeded and then has given back to his community, who welcomed him at every stage in his life to inspire the next generation and those people in our borough who want to achieve as well? And who better at a time when public discourse has turned sour, when the political climate has too often fallen into intolerance and hate, to have someone like Ibrahim who personifies an open and welcoming society, where everyone is embraced into the community, where anyone from a humble background and whatever background can make it, and where community is built through mutual support and people giving back. So as both a man and an individual, but also as a symbol of what I hope we all in this chamber represent, I give absolute pleasure to nominate Cllr Ibrahim Dogus as the Mayor of Lambeth. Thank you very much.